It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and we'll see Isaiah Pacheco. He had a great week last week, well over 100 on the ground with a score. It's the Packers and the Lions under the lights on Thursday night.
And we come to you from one of the truly iconic stadiums in the NFL as you get a look at Lambeau Field here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight it's on to week 4 as we've got a good Thursday night matchup in store as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Packer team as we enter play here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And going back through the tape, I thought they looked pretty good last week. It was a solid win, a comprehensive win.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams...
Teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. Leading them out is the Austin, Texas native at quarterback. It's Baker Mayfield.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game, bottom line. May not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
On the first snap, here's Mayfield. That is incomplete. Terrace Marshall, the one he was looking for. And it's second down. And you look at this Packers defense. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talked about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. So here are the new-look Packers set to go to work. And at the helm here in 2023, a lot of eyes on this man in his 4th NFL season, Jordan Love.
This is set up now to be the true beginning of Love's NFL career because he's finally out from under the shadow of Aaron Rodgers, and Green Bay is giving him this season to prove he can be their starter. 4 years after he was drafted in the first round, we'll find out if Love is the next decade-long starter for the Green Bay Packers.
The numbers on the ground for Pacheco last week. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down. Pacheco gets it up the gut, and he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down. Well, this defense for the Lions, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw now. Here's Love. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Baron Browning in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Lions will take over. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. Now Mayfield. Setting up the screen, Harris. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. Play fake, Mayfield. It's Najee Harris now on back-to-back plays with a catch. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down. And again, it's Mayfield. That's to a man who's used to catching passes in the green and gold, Devontae Adams. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now a first down carry for Harris. Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside of the 40. The numbers for him from a week ago, a boatload of carries, 131 yards.
Well, obviously he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first. Harris running straight ahead. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8. They'll run again with Harris. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on first down quickly negated. Here's 3rd and 10. Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. They said there was a lot of discussion in their defensive team meeting room after last week's performance. They had 7 sacks. Something in the water. There's one in the first quarter.
A lot of discussion, a lot of excitement because now everyone wants to get involved with this. Who's going to continue that process? Who's going to get to the quarterback this week? But they have to be careful. When you have that much pressure, they want to use it against you. Draws, screens, those types of plays.
We'll see if they do that. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. 2nd and 10. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in four-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
A couple of first downs has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10.
Running left to give to Pacheco. And he'll be taken down at about the 45. You talk about this Lions defense.
This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
This will be play number 7 on the drive, 3rd and a yard.
Throwing left side, and Watson has it.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 38-yard line. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
12 more yards there and another first down. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
First down, Love to pass.
They'll check this one down to Pacheco.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. On play action, Love to throw.
Eyes the crossing route and hits Watson.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Working out of the gun, Love. Over the middle, it's complete. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. They will throw again here with Jordan Love.
That's to the pylon and incomplete.
Tell you what, Brandon, if I see a dime look, if I see 60...
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away.
Taken at the goal line. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field.
First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, there's almost 11 to the ball. snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's fourth down. Here's Tommy Townsend now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And take it right on the 30. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Packers. It's a punt return score of 70 yards. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach, but it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. We know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff.
This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to opt to not return it.
So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
That good for 19 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run again with Harris. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. This 2nd and 4.
Here's Mayfield.
They'll get this complete to Charlie Warner.
It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. They hand this off to Harris. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield.
Jerome Baker crashing downhill and getting the stop.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now a give, running left is Harris. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and all the plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Completes it to the tight end, Smythe. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Now, during that run, an injury here, we got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
On 3rd down, Mayfield.
Look in the middle of the field, he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the third down conversion. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. To throw, Mayfield. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer, but he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
Harris, and he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up third down. Throwing, Mayfield. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
Succop's kick is good.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25. Isaiah Pacheco and the offense back out.
He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
That's taken in by Watson.
He's up over 50 yards receiving now in his first half. It's a first down.
Love. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin.
Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll bring up second down.
Second and 6 at the 44-yard line.
Off the play fake, Love. They'll complete this one to Watson.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll leave him with a third and just a yard.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Play fake. Here's Love. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half.
We remind you in just a couple of minutes we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
To the air again, Love. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Love looking to throw it. And that will be incomplete. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
And that is no good. And this will remain an 11-point spread.
Yeah, 55 yards is anything but a gimme. You've got to really concentrate on your leg swing and proper technique. This time, though, he's unable to convert.
So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the third down stop. Mayfield down. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. Here's Tommy Townsend on the punt. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback.
The Packers with a football here late in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on third down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. A first down throw from Mayfield.
Room to maneuver at the 35.
And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now Ryan Suckup will come on and try the field goal. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. Suckup's kick is good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. That was perfect. From distance, he steps up, knocks it right down Main Street.
And Main Street's celebrating right now with him, aren't they? I love the mechanics of the whole thing. Snap, hold, everything was right on target, and the blocking was perfect, and he executed so well.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with an 8-point lead, probably not too much of an impetus to try and do too much here.
And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So we have reached halftime here in what's an 8-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, Charles, thanks very much. Welcome in, everybody, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's take a look at what we've got on tap as we wrap up the first quarter of the NFL season. Some great games coming up this weekend. One being the kickoff to the International Series. The Falcons and Jaguars over in Wembley at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Good games in the late afternoon as well. One being out in Santa Clara, where it'll be the 49ers taking on the Arizona Cardinals. And then one more to highlight, Monday Night Football. That'll be a good one between the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Giants. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half.
Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25.
So here are the Packers now to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
Okay, right?
They'll start the drive here with Pacheco.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Joey Bosa, so strong, able to fight his way in there to make the play.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustment, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Love's throw on target to Godwin here.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
4 receivers on the field. It's 3rd and 4.
To pass, here's Jordan Love.
That is caught.
And he's going to have the Packers first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Love. And complete to Zach Ertz. Will go down as a gain of 6. And it's 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or 2. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Finding Ertz again.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 1.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco.
And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And he'll be taken down right away up near midfield at the 47. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They go play action. Mayfield. Wide open. It's Marshall complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
15 more yards there and quickly another first down.
Adams the man in motion right. On the give, this is Harris. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
50 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. Nifty move. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Najee Harris with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Lions have come back to make it a 2-point game.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone, I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass, let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. Goes right side. And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for two to tie the game, and it works out. So they go with a pass there on the two-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their two-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have two-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
The tight end in motion right.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. And the defense closes quickly there, and he'll get maybe a yard to the 33. 2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
Brings up 3rd down and 2.
Love now. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have the Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 43-yard line.
Here's Love. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
To throw now. Here's Love. Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the 1st down as well.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun.
Gets around him. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
67 yards on the ground for him so far. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Again, it's Pacheco.
And he'll go down at the 28. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
Throwing. Love. And he's got this to Jefferson.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That one goes for 24 yards.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Pacheco.
Oh, good move. And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown.
Isaiah Pacheco.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Packers have taken the lead. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time, he had the speed to win that race.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to opt to not return it. Najee Harris and the rest of this offense work their way back onto the field.
He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up.
And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down.
On 3rd down, Mayfield.
Setting up the screen, Harris.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. Fielded at about the 28. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Green Bay's offense ready to go again. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 3rd down.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Love.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Lambeau. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest. Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Packer pressure, and down he goes.
Credit the sack there to Harold Landry.
They're looking for a big play in this comeback situation, and they call a play-action pass, and it backfires. If you're going to run that play this late in the game, you have to have a plan in mind to avoid the sack. Throw it away, scramble, do something, but don't go down in your own backfield.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Now Mayfield running left on the option. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. 4 yards there on the keeper, but still going to bring up a 3rd down.
We need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. Harold Landry, his 2nd sack of the night.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10
at the 34. They'll start this drive out on the ground, and he'll get this up to about the 40.
81 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line. Here's Pacheco once again.
And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. Another 6-yard carry, same as last play. 1st down.
You can really tell right now both sides have amped up the aggressiveness. That time the offense winning the aggression battle.
And the defense was obviously aiming for the football, maybe a little bit more so than the runner himself, and that's why he was able to break through and get the gain that he did.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 3.
They'll motion the tight end across the formation.
A run by Pacheco on 2nd down.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Now a 2nd and 10. Pacheco gets it up the gut.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Now we'll get a timeout as they tend to an injured player, and looks like that's their receiver, Christian Watson.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is going to be 3rd and 13.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 29-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
On 1st and 10, Love. And that is incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now for getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. He completes this into the hands of Jefferson.
And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 13-yard line. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Zach Ertz, his 1st touchdown on the year.
And the Packers are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index, because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This will come out to the 25 as Lewis going to opt to not return it.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Mayfield looks to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on fourth down.
Listen, when you're at this point of the game, all options are on the table. Fourth down, they say, we've got to go for it. And what a play they come up with. Big yardage there to keep the drive alive.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Mayfield to throw it. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Here's Mayfield. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. Mayfield with it once more.
He'll let this go for Adams.
And this one is incomplete.
They're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Desperation time. Mayfield on fourth down. He's going to have his running back. It's complete.
And he is going to have the Lions first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
A gain of 26 and a conversion there as well on fourth down. Fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked at the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
From the red zone now, Mayfield. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. Fourth quarter, they need to make a play. That one was right for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
To throw, Mayfield. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown.
Terrace Marshall.
A 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Lions have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the fourth.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all of their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
That is caught. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
What a call there on third down. It took conviction, didn't it? If this is incomplete, the complexion
with this game changes dramatically. Instead, not only is this a first down, but it's a big play to boot.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball.
On third down, it's Pacheco.
Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to perhaps salt this one away.
Tucker's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, they've got to find 2 scores, so, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Mayfield and the offense now. Down by 10, 20 seconds to go. It's an extremely tall order in front of them, but they've got the ball with a first down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
Pass complete to Harris. And this is not going to be what they needed. They get a few here, but now third down as the clock runs. So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level from both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did. And just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides.
So for Green Bay, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.